Alright, today we're going to be working on equivalent ratios. So that's our title for today. Equivalent ratios. And we are working on page 34. And page 35. Equivalent ratios are ratios that describe the same comparison. You can find equivalent ratios by multiplying or dividing both, and we're going to make that bold in a box, both terms by the same number. So the first example, say write 3 equivalent ratios using multiplication. Okay, so the first one we have is 1/5. If I multiply, let's just say by 2, 1/5 would become 2/10. If I multiply by 5, 1/5 would become 5/25. And if I multiply by 10, 1/5 would become 10/50. And we can do the same thing for 4/7, making equivalent ratios. 4 times 2 is 8. 7 times 2 is 14. Multiply by 5. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 7 is 35. And multiplying by 10, 4 times 10 is 40. 7 times 10 is 70. And the last one in this section, we've got 3 to 4. Times it by 2, that would be 6 to 8. Multiply by 5, that would be 15 to 20. Multiply by 10, it would be 30 to 40. All of these are representing the same comparison. They are just being multiplied, just like with equivalent fractions, which we could have written these as fractions if we wanted to. The next 3 say write 3 equivalent ratios by using division. Okay, so we have to look, what do 120 have in common? Well, I know I can divide them both by 2. If I divided 100 by 2, that would give me 50, and 20 by 2, that would give me 10. So 50 to 10 is an equivalent ratio. I could divide these both by 5. 100 divided by 5 is 20. 20 divided by 5 is 4. If I found their greatest common factor, I could divide both of these by 20. 100 divided by 20 is 5. 20 divided by 20 is 1. All of these are equivalent to 100 to 20. Go again with 96 to 12. I could divide both of these numbers by 2. 96 divided by 2 is 48. 12 divided by 2 is 6. Both of these numbers are also divisible by 4. 96 divided by 4 is 24. 12 divided by 4 is 3. Then once again, if I took out their greatest common factor, I could divide both of these by 12. 96 divided by 12 is 8. 12 divided by 12 is 1. Last one in this section. 18 and 54. They're both divisible by 2. 18 divided by 2 is 9. 54 divided by 2 is 27. I could divide both of these by 3. 18 divided by 3 is 6. 54 divided by 3 is 18. Okay, and once again, our greatest common factor is 18. 18 divided by 18 is 1. And 54 divided by 18 is 3. I could have also divided by 6 on this one. There are multiple things I could have divided by to make equivalent ratios. Now this last section says find the missing value in equivalent ratios. Okay, so if we want to look at the ratios, we have 4 to 5 equals 12 to blank. Well, to get from 4 to 12, we have to either use multiplication or division. We're going to multiply by 3. So to get from 5 to this blank, we also have to multiply by 3. So 5 times 3 gives us 15. Okay, on this next one, I think I have a typo. I think that 7 should actually be a 4. So I'm going to white it out. You can cross it out. I just noticed that. I apologize. It should be a 4. To get from 7 to 49, we have to multiply by 7. So 9 times 7 would give us 63. Now we've got an example in fraction form. To get from 10 to 2, we have to divide by 5. So what we do on the bottom, on the top, we have to do on the bottom. 25 divided by 5 is 5. Okay, now we have 7 to 3 equals blank to 21. So we're looking at the comparison of 3 to 21. 3 times 7 gives us 21. So I know I need to multiply 7 by 7 to get 49. Okay, next page. You can also tell if triangles are similar by using equivalent ratios. So, if we're looking at our vertical side compared to our horizontal side, that would be a ratio of 4:6. Same comparison, vertical is 2, horizontal is 3. Are these two ratios equivalent? Well, if I did 4 divided by 2, I would get 2. 6 divided by 2, I would get 3. So yes, they are equivalent. So if they are equivalent, this means yes, they are also similar. Now it says the following triangles are similar. Find the missing side length. Okay, so again, we're going to do vertical to horizontal. That's a 3:5 ratio. So over here, it is a blank 2:15 ratio. Well, I know to get from 5 to 15, I have to multiply by 3. So I'm going to also multiply my 3 by 3 to get 9. So my missing side length would be 9 centimeters. All right, let's look at some equivalent ratio word problems. The ratio of apples to oranges is 7 to 8. Okay, so I'm going to write that out as we see it. Apples to oranges is 7 to 8. If there are 64 oranges, so we're just staying in the orange column, how many apples are there? Well, I know to get from 8 to 64, I multiply by 8. So 7 times 8 would give me 56. So how many apples? There are 56 apples. Last problem says the ratio of dogs to cats is 3 to 5. Okay, let's write that out. The ratio of dogs to cats is 3 to 5. If there are 18 dogs, how many cats are there? Well, to get from 3 to 18, I have to multiply by 6. So I need to also multiply my 5 by 6 to get 30. So how many cats would there be? There would be 30